The Emerge Foundation Rugby Lunch is back. We've got a room full of excited people, 3 former Wallabies captains, all raising money for the people of Timor-Leste. James Hall, Steve Moore. We always have 3 great Wallabies at this lunch, but today we've got 3 captains. Do you give it to each other a little bit, or do you like sharing memories together?
Oh, a bit of both, mate, I suppose. So we all played together as well in different teams along the way. So these things, it's always nice to catch up with guys that you maybe don't see that much of. And we spent a lot of time together when we played in the same teams, and that stuff comes back pretty quick when you catch up again.
Today's supporting the Emerge Foundation. Why was that important for you?
Well, I think anything with kids in underprivileged areas, and it's something important to me. I do a lot with Ronald McDonald House, so I'm really passionate about helping out young people. I got a lot of opportunity when I was a kid to do a lot of things and achieve my dreams, and I want everyone to have the same opportunity. So that's why I think it's a great cause.
Clarkie's always very good at teasing out those stories that we may not have heard as members of the public. Are you willing to share some of them up on stage today?
Oh, we'll see what he asks. I don't know. I think most people want to know about what happened last night in the game. But yeah, look, I think it's, as Steve said, it's great to come together for these events, and rugby's got a special part that are able to bring in lots of different areas of the community together, and I think that's what we do really well. So be excited to be here today.
Phil Ward, it was so great listening to you up on stage, and the exciting thing was your positivity for Australian rugby.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be excited about. I think probably been not travelling too well in the last decade, but a lot of really good young men and women coming through, and I think that the world's probably levelled out, certainly on the men's side at the world stage, and I think we've got a lot to look forward to.
We love hearing the stories, we love talking about rugby, but it's also raising money for the Emerge Foundation. Why is that something you want to be involved in?
Emerge Foundation's a great foundation, helping some really cool people. So it's really exciting to be a part of.
How good is this lunch this year? 4 Australian captains in one room sharing secrets that no one else gets to hear.
It's pretty amazing, man. Being able to get up there next to royalty, and finally see that there's women up there as well, not just the men as captains.
And the connection with that between what the Emerge Foundation is doing in trying to help women in East Timor get that step ahead.
What a great charity to have on board here. As I said, I got those opportunities. Those opportunities were given to me as well. People stood there and went, she's got something, let's endorse her, let's help her. And that's what this is about, is helping each other, and that's what rugby gives. But also being a kid from the country of a town called Batlow, picking apples was my first job, and to now be here amongst some really high quality people, and to share my story of how I got here. But as I said, I got those opportunities.
Gerald Keneally, why is it important for you to keep on supporting the Emerge Foundation?
It's very important for myself to support the Emerge Foundation. Education is one of the key aspects to grow any country. We come along to support Ian. My late father, Paddy, was a digger. I set on the 1st Commando Unit, the 2nd Commando Unit on the Isle of East Timor in 1942. And the Timorese saved his life, many Australians' lives, and it's a debt of honour that we owe to the Timorese people, and it was that debt of honour that my father kept right up until his last very dying days.
Oh, that's a beautiful full circle.
Yeah. So days like this, and put your hand in your pocket and spend and raise great money for a great organisation.
If it isn't Vince O'Neill from Stanford Brown.
It is indeed.
These are so fantastic, these rugby lunches, aren't they?
Oh, it's a bit of a staple now in the Sydney Diary. Tough night for the Wallabies last night. Hopefully we'll have a good debrief this afternoon.
And what about for the financial world, the companies that support the Emerge Foundation? Why do they keep coming back?
Look, I think Emerge, it's tremendous that our industry really does throw its support behind the Emerge Foundation. It's definitely built up a strong following. This is much like the grand final sort of breakfast in Melbourne. This has got a very strong following in our industry here. And the work that they've done, I think, over 15 years now in Timor, educated, I think, over 800 women, over 400 nurses. That's a phenomenal legacy.
Ray Sleep, it's fantastic to help the Emerge Foundation, and part of it is to be at this amazing rugby lunch. We've got 3 Wallabies captains here.
Yeah.
There's always some great stories shared.
Yes, it is. I've been to a few of them and I've enjoyed them all. Yeah.
It's the insight into the stuff you don't normally hear as a fan.
No, that's right, yeah. It is very good.
Rochelle Bramley's with the Australian Catholic University, and in the introductory video here at the lunch, there was a big section about what the ACU's doing. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Oh, of course, ACU, we've had a close relationship with Emerge for about 15 years now. And for that long, we've been going to Timor and working with the people of Timor. So in the areas of maternal health and clinics, we support a number of clinics over there and train the trainer, so a lot of the teaching, so at the college. So educating people, a lot of women actually, and as you saw, the stats for women and literacy are really not great. And the Future and Youth program, which through sport we help a lot of young people with their confidence and to move forward in life. You know, there's literally hundreds of young women who've gone through the program and have qualifications and are out there teaching in their own community, so we hope for a better future.
Ken Grove has to have the greatest job going, working with Gulliver's Sports Travels. How many World Cups have you been to? Hong Kong Sevens.
Been to 10 World Cups. We did the first one in '87.
Aussies going on tour to support the Wallabies is one of life's great moments.
Yes.
It is a fantastic feeling when there are all these Aussies together cheering for the Wallabies overseas. What do you love about it?
Well, I love everything about it. You know, I can write a book over 40 years.
And what's the prize Gulliver Sports Travels has provided to the Emerge Foundation today?
Well, there's two, but the major one's 2 tickets to the semi-finals, category 2 tickets, and staying in the 5-star Hyatt Hotel for 3 nights with breakfast. So you'll see the last 4 teams. It's usually the pivotal game to see who's going to get into the final. So you've got the 4 best sides, and being in Paris in a great hotel, it's a pretty good prize.
Absolutely. Been another fantastic Emerge Foundation rugby lunch. We'll see you here next year.